Yo, good looking. How are you?
Fantastic, broski. How are you?
I am beyond stoked that we get to spend some time this morning together, my man. Well, morning here in Los Angeles. Are you in the UK? Are you 8 hours ahead of us?
Exactly, yeah. So it's 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, so we have to do the conversion from metric to standard. So it's good to see you, man. It's been a really long time, and I'm really, really stoked that I get a chance to talk to you this morning.
Likewise, dude. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm super happy to be doing this as well, man. It feels really good to be back doing it, honestly.
I mean, look, man. When I saw this come up on the diary and the calendar, I kind of like cleared my desk for the whole rest of the day because, look, before we even get into the new music, which is incredible, where do we find you, Alex? Like, where do we find you, like, spiritually, creatively, psychologically in 2024, in this moment? Where do we find you before we get into the music?
I do feel really good. I feel as though my kind of original objective and my original idea for what I've always wanted to do across all albums and sounds and stuff, I feel as though I've kind of gotten to a place where I've expressed a lot of what I always wanted to. I've ticked a lot of those boxes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that across the albums it's been stylistically different, and I feel as though this one that's about to come out, I've lived with it for a long time, but it feels as though it's the most honest and it's the most vulnerable, and it's what I've wanted to make for the longest time. So I'm kind of, having finished that and sending it out to the world now, it's kind of a strange feeling right now today where I'm like, I'm ready, I'm excited, I'm super nervous, but it's a different world now, and I'm kind of like just having to look forward and think like, what's the next phase for me musically and creatively, and what do I want to do with my time, you know? So it's a good feeling, but it's definitely a new feeling where it's like a new phase, and I'm just super proud to be putting this music out, to be honest.
I mean, and look, from what I've heard of the album, it does feel incredibly introspective and vulnerable. I'm glad you brought that up. How long has the Alexander Technique sort of been gestating? Like you said, it's been taking a while, but you're finally ready to kind of part ways with it and share it with the world. But how long has this thing sort of been in production from a creative songwriting perspective?
So it's honestly been like a good kind of on and off, like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like since 2020-ish, since the end of 2019. Like the other album that came out since then in 2022, Who Cares, was sort of like whilst making the Alexander Technique, I found this other sound with Benny Sings and went and did that separately, but knew in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get this out and do this for a moment, but whilst I'm putting that out, I'm gonna finish up this main project. And yeah, it's been, you know, not every day for 4 years, obviously.
Of course.
But yeah, it's been a process of like making many songs and then cutting it back and making decisions and getting people in to help enhance the songs, great musicians. I made the songs with my best friends, Teo Helm and Jim Reed.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much the three of us just locked in different capacities, working on different songs, and finally got it together at the beginning of this year.
I mean, look, from what we've had, you know, Guitar Song come out, it does feel that there is a stripped back honesty, I think, to what you're sharing. Talk to me about that track in particular, and is that sort of emblematic of the album in its entirety?
Yeah, that one is like one of my favorites, and that's again, that was kind of the first thing Teo, Jim, and I made together as a trio, and that was in 2021.
Yeah.
I had already had some other songs in 2020, but that one kind of came around, and I realized there was like this sonic bar that had been set maybe, and realized I was like, you know, I'm not going to attempt to recreate this in any sense, but this feeling and this level of everything, whatever's going on here, I have to try and match with everything else. It was a very like important first step in making this album, and it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, and it's the same as it was the day it was made, if I'm honest. It's barely changed. It was only a couple elements added, so it feels as though it's how it should be, you know?
Yeah, held its shape. You know, I think that's just a testament to this album, this thing that you've been wanting to make, and you know that it was something that was going to take shape even if you were going to be releasing other music. There was still this sort of permanence to this project.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And that kind of is like a centerpiece, as much as it's not every single song sounding like that. It's the feeling that song gives. In particular, Guitar Song is tried to recreate that as best I could across the project.
Amazing. We've got Rex OC here joining us on Apple Music One, Alt Control, for a very, very long overdue chat talking about the forthcoming project, the Alexander Technique. I really dig the idea of this album title because in 2024, you're probably going to be finding more people who are in therapy than not in therapy. And I think this is a very cool way to integrate that into your songwriting. Tell us about the title and how this I don't know, how it speaks to sort of the process that you've gone through to create the album.
For sure. It's like, yeah, the title actually came before even, so probably is that title's maybe 6 years old or something.
Oh, wow.
That's always been something I wanted to call it, with my name being Alexander and having had back pain and such. The name was solidified for sure when I had a song called Alexander, which is also out and is a true story about me speaking to the doctor. It's mostly about kind of the link between your physical health and your mental health, and that conversation with the doctor was like realizing that it's maybe more going on than just the back pain. And it's about just like looking at yourself and trying to be present and trying to be at peace if you can, like mentally and physically, and not always trying to do the most or expect things to be fantastic or get so down when things are not perfect, and it's mostly about trying to find peace and be well physically and mentally.
Has it been difficult for you? I mean, look, you're a touring musician, a professional artist in 2024. Has it been difficult for you to find that ability to slow down and like basically tell yourself that you need to take it easy on yourself?
Yes, for sure. I think, like, in all honesty, the truth, the like full on every day having to not like always think about it, that's really where it's a thing, when it's having to shut it off and not be thinking about it all the time. But I think I've been fortunate in that I've had some breaks and time to be able to not be playing every single month, every single year, and I look forward to touring every time I do, because it's not all that frequent. And yeah, I've tried to learn to switch off. I've definitely tried to find peaceful ways and positive ways of just like chilling and trying to live a regular life as well, and not just think about music all the time.
It's hard. It's a hard balance, man. Some people can't turn it off, or you get addicted to the juice, and you know what I mean? Like, you're constantly chasing the dopamine, and it can be a hard thing to turn off. And if you're not careful, you're going to burn yourself out.
For sure. And I feel like a lot of people have probably, but I think you learn from that in the same way that doing anything in any way too much, you got to learn to have a balance and have some boundaries as well, and live some normal life as well.
This album gestating for a long time, taking shape over years, guitar song, one of these things that really hasn't changed. What have you been feeding yourself in terms of music? What have you been looking to for inspiration? Or just, in those moments where you just need to unplug from your own stuff, who are you turning to the most that you find yourself recently?
Recently, I've been listening to the Donald Glover thing that came out. I love.
Sure.
I listen to McGee a lot. A lot of people love that McGee album.
The McGee album's really good. People are still sleeping on it, but don't, man. That guy is like a secret shredder.
No, it's special. It's super special. And I feel like people who know about it. So it's like, yeah, I think it'll definitely, I hope more people figure it out. But it's people who know already. McGee for sure. And as far as making the album, it was super eclectic as far as like inspiration and what we were listening to. It's like everything from like Fiona Apple and Moses Sumney to Sufjan Stevens, and a lot of acoustic artists and a lot of bands, I love rap music and I love pop music as well. I listen to this all day, every day, just like discovering things and listening to new music too. But mostly, I feel like it's kind of, for the record, it was pretty eclectic.
I think like that idea of like an acoustic stripped down energy, but there is some R&B energy running through the project as well. Plus, I mean, I'm looking at the track list right now and you're bringing some friends along for the ride. I see James Blake making an appearance on this album. An incredible year for him, not only with his solo album that came out, but he's got the collab with Yachty. Tell me about getting in the studio with James, because I feel like you want to talk about eclectic. You want to talk about somebody with a broad palette. Like, that guy's like an encyclopedia.
Absolutely, yeah. I would honestly argue he has like he probably is, out of everyone who could list like the people they've worked with and publicly been involved with musically, he's kind of got the most incredible roster. And I was super privileged to get to meet him even and work with him. And I'll tell you the story of that day. We definitely were hanging in the studio. We've been in there for 2 days, and there was a long conversation that we had actually just kind of about the world and where things are at as far as like, how you promote yourself and entertainment these days and where things are at. It's super different to how it was for both of us, like at the beginning of our careers, even though, he kind of was before me. We both are sort of like privileged almost to have come before this different wave where it's pretty different now how to promote yourself. And we were just kind of just going back and forth for a long time, and it ended up just being that conversation. And he was kind of about to leave, and I was like, James, please, before you go, give me one more thing and just go in the room and play piano for 15, 20 minutes, see what happens. And I swear on my life, what he did was there. It's the last 3 minutes of his like 18-minute freestyle, and it was entirely freestyle. I swear on my life, and lyrics and everything. And it's I won't say too much, but it's that, and then both of us. It's a duet, and but like his creation and super special. One of my favorite artists. I've seen him a bunch before we ever met. I'm just a big fan, so I'm excited for people to hear that.
Man, I mean, if I wasn't impressed enough already by James Blake, like to just go in and just rip off a 20-minute freestyle and just be like, all right, there you go.
It was special, man. No, and that it's sad as like that song.
I mean, it is also a James Blake song, so yeah, comes with the territory. I think it's really interesting too, like that idea of promoting yourself is such a, I mean, like, on a long enough scale, really, you have not been doing this professionally for like that long. I still feel like you're super early in your career, but for it to have changed so drastically from when we first met to where it is now, it is a little insane to think about. And, not everybody wants to do a TikTok dance. You know what I mean? Like James Blake doesn't lend himself to, sad, slow piano ballads and then hitting the gritty on TikTok. It doesn't necessarily make sense.
I guess not, although I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
I'd pay it.
I hear it. No, but it's a different world, man. But we're here and we're still going to do it. I love music. He loves music. It's in our bones. All artists, we're going to do it, whatever the case, whatever the method is. We'll figure it out.
Alex, thank you so much for spending some time with us here on This Morning. I really appreciate it. I'm super stoked to have you back. Rex Orange County. The new album's coming out in September, The Alexander Technique. You feel great, man. You look great. I'm happy you're healthy. Let's do this. Let's go.
Absolutely, bro. Thanks so much for having me on here, man.
Of course. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.
Likewise, bro. Peace.